Hello, this is Bullet, aka the Passive Aggressive Sherpa. In today's video, we're taking a look at the weekly reset, and it's huge, massive, and as I write this script, I don't even know where to begin. I haven't seen it yet. I've seen a couple of screen captures and a few videos that Bungie has released today. I'll be adding them to the end of this video, at least that's the plan for now. I'm not sure the best way to make this video, since so many of the things I normally do in this video aren't going to be there anymore, or at least won't be there in the same way they used to be. I think my plan for the moment is to just try to do this as regularly as possible, with the expectation of first trying to show you as many of the changes as I can, so when you log in for your favorite activities, you'll know where to find them, if they've changed. There's supposed to be new bounties, new ways to interact with our vendors, and I want to show as much of that as I can. As I wait for this to finish downloading, I'm downloading the update as we speak, I know that when we log back in, Cade will be gone. They say that he's left the tower to investigate disturbances in the reef. I had been anticipating this, so I spent some time with him this morning. Completed the Flashpoint on Titan and went to see Cade for what'll probably be the last time. Then I just kneeled there next to him and listened to him for a while until I was forced out of the game and the game went offline. As mentioned, I wasn't sure exactly how to make this new update video because it's all new and everything's in a different place. I thought I'd start by first taking a look at our inventory just to show you a quick look at some of the changes that we'll see. I can't go into this into great detail because, well, it's been written better by people that, know about this. So I'll provide links in the description below to the Bungie site so you can take a look at the specifics for yourself. I noticed, first thing, Telesto now is available in the energy slot. That's pretty sweet. I didn't see too many changes. There's the, they slightly changed, the thing, like the scout rifle now takes normal ammo or primary ammo. That's an interesting change. But overall, not a whole lot here that I saw change. I didn't try to equip a new modifier. They did change at least the colors for the various abilities that we have, but as far as how things play in game, I haven't done that yet. But they changed the colors, and apparently our new supers will be added in next week. Alright, then there's the new map. Now they said that they were going to remove a lot of items from this Milestone tab because there was just too many things. But this week there's not too many things. There's less things. But this is the new map. I didn't go to every destination, but I will take a look at each one of these things where there's a milestone and see what they look like. First up will be Mars. This is where the Flashpoint is for the week. As you can see when you load in, the map off-centered. Why? I don't know. But they changed Anna Bray's little icon there. Okay. And you can see that her challenges, activities completed, and it says what the activities are because it's the Flashpoint. So nothing really changed except now that you hover over her icon and it says what the activities are for the Flashpoint. Now moving on to the strikes section of the map, they've put the daily heroic story mission in the category of these strikes. And so now we have a daily heroic story mission. Then we have a single legacy strike, and apparently there are no modifiers to this. Recommended power is now 200. I guess the level 300 or 300 and 500 or whatever they're doing That's not going to happen until next week. Then we have Nightfall. Here we see a big change. Apparently the primary Nightfall is the Pyramidion. And when you click on the link, the challenges, I believe these modifiers that you see are what I have set up on the challenge card. I only have 2 of them right now, therefore there are only 2 showing. I did not test that. But if you click on the link for the first Nightfall, you'll see that you now have a choice of 3 Nightfalls: the Pyramidion, Tree of Probabilities, and Strange Terrain for this week. I don't know if you can only do one, or if you can only choose one for the week, or if you can do all 3. It would seem kind of odd that you could only do one, but we'll find out later, I'm sure in another video. So this is where we're at. I'm not going to go to each of the 3 and look at what the challenges are at this point, but as I experiment throughout the week, and hopefully next week we'll have a cleaner look at what is available in the various Nightfalls and when it comes to the raids, which speaking of raids, they're also in a new place, and we will get to that shortly. Now let's take a quick look at the Crucible stuff. There's even less to see here than in normal weeks. We have the regular quick play, and you'll see the challenges below. Then we have Rumble, and then we have a private match and competitive. Is Rumble, isn't that the normal thing, or shouldn't there be like a special game of the week, or is it Rumble the special game of the week? I don't know. Now the next big change is where to find the raids. Those are located on the Nessus map. They no longer have their own separate thing. So jump into the Nessus map, you'll find them towards the bottom left of the screen, and then we have the regular login screen for the Nessus related raids. And that's enough of that. Sorry, I'm not going to each place. There was just what I had anticipated to be too much stuff, and as it turns out, there's not a lot of stuff. The majority of the things are having to do with our weapon changes, slot changes, and changes to our abilities. There's a ton of weapons and armor changes. Again, I'll have links to those provided in the description. Now we're heading to the tower. We're going to take a look at the things there. Actually, not a lot of changes. I thought more of the vendors would have new bounties, and that did not appear to be the case. But the one really cool thing that I've been desperately waiting for is happening with Master Rahul, and that is the multiple deletion of shaders. You can only do 5 at a time, but it goes by pretty quick, and I'll show you here. Once you get in, do your business, use the right bumper to click to the next tab, and it'll show you how many shaders there are, and it'll delete them 5 at a time with each lengthy click. But I deleted a ton of them. Well, I didn't delete a ton of them, but I deleted probably 150-ish of them here, and this is so far the best thing I've seen. And I don't mean that as a shot at the game. I have been desperately waiting for this for months and months and months. My vault is full of this crap, and I can finally now start getting rid of all the stuff that I don't use. I'm very excited. Normally when arriving at the tower, I go and see Ikora, but Banji was right there, so I took a look to see if there was anything different, and there is not. Apparently we can still buy these mods, so who knew? but nothing else, nothing has changed with Banshee. He's still the same. And Ikora, nothing to see. So I went and I looked at Tess Everest's inventory. And she has the usual stuff. In fact, she has a little bit less because there's no special things to buy other than if you want to purchase some bright engrams. She's offering a ton of exotic ornaments this week, which is kind of nice. But aside from that, all of it's the same, or it's nothing here has changed. From here, and I'm not going to show it because there's no point, but I went to see Shaxx and I went to see Zavala. Nothing's changed. Still offering the bounties each week. Nothing new has changed there. After I was done with this, I went to go see where Cade should be, and it was kind of sad seeing if he's not there. It's just an empty space. But after that, then I went to go see Anna Bray because that's where the Flashpoint is, and I thought perhaps there would be something new there, and there's nothing new there. So there's really not a whole lot as far as what we see for the weekly updates. There was the change to the strikes layout and the deletion of Ikora stuff, although she's still selling gear. But she no longer has her story missions, so there's not much to see or do with her. And as I said, there was nothing to see and do with Anna Bray. Nothing had changed there. But look in the description below because they released the patch notes, and there's a ton of changes. Some things got nerfed, most got buffed. There's going to be a lot of new gameplay stuff, a lot of things to check out. By gameplay stuff, I mean the changes to our exotics or our weapons and our gear and the way they function. I believe I've mentioned this before, some of the escaped prisoners aren't going to be in the game now. You'll be able to find them and kill them while running around in the open world. They're not going to drop any Year 2 loot as of yet, but you'll see them. Apparently they'll be in strikes. You'll see them in strikes and in the open world. So that should be interesting to be running a strike, and then there's something new. So I'm looking forward to experimenting with all of this later today. And that's about it for the weekly reset. I'm sorry there's not more, and I'm sorry this is kind of all disjointed, but we'll get it together next week as I have more time to go through and figure out the way this is all going to work and set up a new system for the way we're going to do the weekly update or the weekly reset. Anyways, that's about it. Remember, if you like this video, maybe hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if we could get 1,187 likes in this video, that'd be great. But most of all, thanks for watching.
We should have been there.
Well, this is awkward. You got a gun I can borrow?
This is not your fault.
Any last words? How's your sister?
For our fire team. For Cade. This is on the head of Aldrin Sov.
My friends, my barons, go unleash chaos.
The three of us want the same thing, Spider. Aldrin and his barons. Dead.
I cannot wait to see how this ends.
We are not an army.
We are not conquerors. We need to keep our eyes on our home, our people.
This is Cade we're talking about. For us to do nothing is
Say it.
cowardice.
I refuse to bury any more friends.
You won't have to. Aldrin Sov is mine.
So, this is to be a reckoning.
I know where Aldrin is. Darren's scheme.
You have no idea what he's done.
The line between light and dark is so very thin. Do you know which side you're on?
We will take the reef by storm. All of us. Every Titan. Every Warlock. Every Hunter. If he thinks what he's done is the end, it's not. It's the beginning.
You gotta promise me. Put Aldrin in the ground. We have a deal.
Destiny 2 Forsaken, available September 4th. Play the all-new hybrid game mode Gambit. Free 24-hour trial begins Saturday.
We want to make Destiny weird again. We want to bring the hobby back. That's what we've been saying all year.
The plan in year 2 is that there's something new to chase, something new to do, some new experience that's happening every week, every month, year-round.
If we take everything we learned from Destiny 1, including the expansions like Taken King, take everything we learned from Destiny 2 on top of what we've learned from the fans and the players, put that all together in one package, we think that's what Forsaken's going to be, and we're super excited about it.
Patch 2.0 is the release that comes out on 8/28. It's the big update getting ready for the Forsaken expansion.
Yeah, giving you a chance to see all the new changes and kind of where we're going with Forsaken.
First thing you're going to see is the new director. It looks very different.
There's a lot more announcements on the director screen itself, and the director layout will be updated. We've added a lot of ways to get power, a lot of ways to like track your milestones and track your quests, and they didn't fit in the milestone blade anymore, so we've taken a lot of that stuff out, and now a lot of them live as quests in the pursuit bucket.
There's weapons changes that we're prepping.
So we've increased vault space by 200 slots. Yeah.
First thing you're going to want to do is dismantle everything that you don't even need. So you're going to have a lot of room to work with, but random rolls is going to be interesting because you're going to want to keep a couple before you start to realize which one of those random rolls that you really want to keep.
Forsaken is the beginning of the season of the Outlaw, which is season 4 of Destiny 2.
Season 4 is going to have a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah, it is a lot.
Well, launch is going to start with the campaign and Gambit being the first front and center things that people are going to jump into.
Second week, the raid.
We're really focusing on systems that players can engage with besides just power. So we have lore that you can go find out in the world. There's items and bosses you can kill that will tell you a story that you can go read in the game. We have bounties that are like on all the vendors and that like tell a story and are part of that destination loop.
Find your way to the Dreaming City, and then you can see that the Dreaming City evolves. There's going to be new triumphs to unlock.
For me, the way that triumphs is going to change behavior is just in the chase for titles for me. There's not very many of them. They're really hard to get. You have to do a lot of triumphs. But when you get to put that over your head and nobody else has it, it feels good to walk around the tower.
Yeah. When I see one in the wild, I'm going to be like, that person is a god to me.
Yeah.
I say god a lot in these things.
The start of each one of the seasons, and there'll be 4 of them a year, is where we're going to reset and refresh events and rituals and holidays that players are going to want to play in that will have rewards available to every player.
In that first month, you're going to be able to play a new PvP mode called Breakthrough. And so that'll come out, and so we're really excited to have people play both that and the new Iron Banner with power enabled with the new weapon slot changes and the new sandbox balance tuning. So we think that's going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah.
We try to ensure with all of the seasonal content that there's exciting short-term chases for someone who just wants to log in and try out a new event or a new experience. And if you really want to grind your face off, there's also rewards that'll be exclusively for the most committed, most skilled Destiny players. The main thing that we want to change with year 2 of Destiny is that there's never a content drought. There's always something new happening every month, year-round. So there's seasonal updates that are free for all players and major content beats as part of the annual pass.
The annual pass is a result of our learning and looking over this last year of how people have responded to Osiris and Warmind, and the things that they've resonated. Escalation
protocols and the hidden quests in Warmind and the Whisper quest and a lot of the things we're doing in Forsaken that we haven't even talked about, like those types of things are really exciting and we think are going to excite players more. So the 3 that are coming, Black Armory, Joker's Wild, and Penumbra.
Yeah. What if there was this elite group of crafters who created some of the most notorious weapons in the Destiny universe, and you're going to get exclusive access to this vault that has the greatest weapons ever created in the Golden Age. So with Joker's Wild, there's this really interesting character named the Drifter, and there's all of this backstory. But you'll begin to get a glimpse of that in Forsaken, and Joker's Wild is our chance to go deeper. And what is his greater purpose, and what is inside that crazy rock he's got attached to his ship? So just like we saw with the Whisper of the Worm quest that came out recently, like those kind of secrets that players discover themselves are super exciting. What if we took an entire release, let leak the name Penumbra, but what if everything else was the mystery box that players will uncover collaboratively?
It's not since Taken King that I feel like we took a game, we got a lot of things right, we got a bunch of things wrong, and this is our chance to go back and reset the ledger.
I mean, there's so many different things that Destiny 2 did that set us up for this, and then Destiny 1 did a bunch of things that we'd walked away from at Destiny 2's launch that we're embracing again, and so Forsaken takes the best of those worlds and puts it into one package, and we do think it's the best version of Destiny.
And then adds
more,
something
absolutely.
new. I mean, yeah, honestly, it's what the game needs to be.